Today we're talking about the 3 best chipping tips for this year and how dancing with the golf club, not break dancing, not square dancing, dancing with the golf club can actually improve your chipping. I'm PGA teaching professional Todd Kolb, Director of Instruction for US Golf TV, and we're having fun today. We're having fun. We are talking about chipping, which is my favorite thing to teach, and we're going to talk about dancing here at the end, all right? And we're going to talk about how dancing and moving with the golf club is really the secret to great chipping. So let's dive right into it. So the first thing, when we talk about chipping for beginner golfers, I don't care if you're an experienced golfer, okay, I don't care if you played golf for a long time, one of the first concepts that I want to share with you, and that is when it comes to chipping, I've got 3 clubs here, and I think you should be experimenting with a variety of clubs when you chip. I've got a pitching wedge, I've got my gap wedge, which is a 54, I've got my lob wedge, which is a 58. So the first tip that I would give you is that when you're hitting shots around the green and you're just practicing, try different shots with different clubs. That's how you learn. That's how you get better. You don't get better doing the same thing over and over and over. Plus, quite frankly, it gets kind of boring. All right, and we don't like to be boring here at US Golf TV. We like to have some fun. So those are the 3 clubs that I would start with: the pitching wedge, the gap wedge, and the lob wedge. Now, in general, if I've got a shot, let's say I'm chipping one here all the way across the green there, okay, and Nick can show you that and zoom in on. If I'm hitting a little chip shot all the way across that green there, I'm gonna go more with the pitching wedge, okay, because I want the ball to land and I want it to roll. If I'm going to a pin that's a little bit maybe halfway in between, then I'm gonna probably go more my gap wedge, right? And if I'm hitting to this real close one right here, just a little delicate shot, then I'm gonna go with my 58. So that's tip number 1, experiment. Okay, throw some balls down, grab 3 clubs, hit chip shots and move around. Now, let's talk about the motion, okay? Let's talk about the motion. Now, this is the most common mistake, and we've done a ton of chipping videos here at US Golf TV. And hey, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. You know my favorite question. I love hearing where you're from. Put that in there. We're selling books like crazy. I just checked yesterday. We sold a bunch of books to people in Finland. I don't know what's going on over there, but I guess they like the bad lie. They like the vertical line swing. Where are you from? Have you read the book? Throw that in there, what you liked about it. But one of the most common things that I see in chipping, and that is the direction that the club travels. So here we go, let's dive into this. So when I'm set in there, when this club, we're gonna talk about the club head, the direction of the club head, and I'm gonna give you a drill to do that and work on it. But when golfers struggle with their chipping, they'll take the club head and they'll drag it inside like this. So the club is set here and the club head drags inside. Now, what you need to understand is that when the club head goes in and behind you, the bottom of the swing, or where you hit the ground, actually moves back. So if we watch this from face on, when the club goes inside, you'll notice that I start hitting the ground back behind the golf ball. See that? Just naturally, unless I start to make some types of adjustments. And this actually ties into one of the core concepts of the vertical line swing, which is the direction of the lead arm. In the full swing, we talk more about the lead arm. In chipping, we're talking more about the actual club head. All right, so how do you practice that? Well, I've got my alignment rod here, and I'm just gonna hit a chip shot here to this first one right there. And I'm just gonna put this down and kind of point it in general at that flag. And I'm just gonna take a golf ball and put it here. So this is just a visual, it's a visual straight line for me. And I'm gonna put the ball in the center of my heels. All these concepts, we've done a ton of videos on setup with chipping. Check those out if you got questions on that. But let me make a practice swing here first. And I'm gonna move the club head so it kind of mirrors more of the alignment rod on the ground. See, it's just a good visual. Let's go ahead and hit a shot. Here we go. All right. Club head's gonna go more straight back. Ooh, a little firm, but it came out solid, and I'll take that. So it rolled out a little bit more than I wanted, but you get the idea. So that would be the second thing. Understanding how the direction that the club travels can really impact chipping. So if you're hitting behind it or you're topping it, look at the direction that it's working. Now, okay, dancing. My wife would attest I'm a terrible dancer. Break dancing, square dancing, I don't know, line dancing, you name it. I'm just not very good at it. But one thing I am good at, and that is dancing with the golf club and moving with the golf club. So I want you to think about this, especially my experienced golfers out there who most dancing these days, and I'm gonna get off topic here, I know, so just bear with me, Nick. But you know, dancing these days, when I watch the young kids dance, everybody, I don't know what's going on. They're dancing by themselves, but they dance in groups. Fine, whatever, works for you. But for those of us over 50, when you would go dance with somebody, you actually danced with the person. You moved with the person. There was rhythm and timing to it, and there was really an art to it. If you go to a wedding or a ceremony and you watch older people dance, and some of you out there, hey, just out of curiosity, what is your favorite type of dance that you like to dance to? Man, it's an art. It's pretty cool to watch. And when you watch good chippers of the golf ball, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. This is my partner. So what does that mean? What that means is this. When this club moves, I'm moving with it. See that? When that club moves back and straight back, okay, and the toe rotates a little bit open, one of the core concepts of our vertical line swing chipping, my weight moves just ever so slightly to my right foot. And when the club moves forward, the weight moves ever so slightly to my front. See how I'm moving with the club. Let me go ahead and hit a shot. I'm gonna go ahead and hit a shot. I'm gonna dance. I'm gonna move with the golf club. Here we go. That was pretty good. I got a little bit behind it, but now the question becomes, all right, Todd, I get it, but how do I practice that? How do I practice that? It's pretty simple. Here's how you're gonna practice it. You're gonna make continuous motions back and through, and what I want you to do is when you finish your swing, or when you finish the motion with chipping, look at my trail foot. Nick can zoom in on it. Look at my trail here. What's happening? It's coming off the ground just ever so slightly, right? What do most of us do? Or those of you who struggle with your chipping, you look like this. You look like the dorky kid in high school, stiff and can't move. It's got no rhythm. I hate to break it to you, but that's what you look like. You're just locked in, and your neck is tight, and your shoulders are tight, and your feet are just locked in because somebody told you to keep your head down and hit down on the golf ball. And you're just trying so damn hard, but there's no flow and there's no rhythm to it. And nobody wants to dance with you. So when you're set in there, let it flow. Okay, see that? See the heel? Now, what's the other thing that I want you to look at? The other thing I want you to look at is where the butt end of the club points when you finish. This is another checkpoint of dancing and moving with the golf club. And we've got there's 3 different release points. I talk at length about this in the book, The Bad Lie, in our video series. I just want to give you the neutral one for today. So when you finish, the butt end of the club should point at the belt buckle. See that? That's dancing. I'm moving with the club. My heel is releasing. The club goes to the right, my weight goes to the right. Club goes left, weight goes left. At the belt buckle. Let's hit a shot. Here we go. Let's dance with the club. Let's move with the club. Oh, come on, baby. One time. Oh, wasn't a hole in one, but that's pretty good dancing. That's pretty good moving. These tips right here are going to help you hopefully learn to dance and move with the golf club, but more importantly, improve your chipping.